suggestion that I have is teach your daughter to take care of her own needs first. I know this sounds selfish. You may think so. Teach your daughter to take care of her own needs first, because you cannot pour from an empty cup. You don't know how many children have been emotionally wounded by mothers who are running on empty. I'm going to repeat. There are many children who have been emotionally wounded by mothers who are running on empty. The mother is caretaking everyone, neglecting her own needs. She becomes bitter, angry, and resentful. And when she's bitter, angry, and resentful, who does she unleash that on? On the child, because the child is the weaker object. So the child is going to be cursed, accused, beaten, and the child wonders, what have I just done? Another lady told me recently, she was raised in a pastor's home, and she told me there were 8 in their family, 8 children. The mom was a housewife, the dad was always on mission. And they had people in that family. They had people. They had relatives. They had church people. They had entire families coming to lodge with them. I know it's good to be hospitable, but sometimes it's unnecessary. So they had people. So the mother was cooking and cleaning throughout. And the mother could use harsh words on her. The daughter right now is emotionally and physically broken. She's sick. She's about 40 years. She has never been in a relationship. She's not married. She has a type of autoimmune condition. She has depression. She has illnesses. She's literally broken. In fact, she told me that she had been paralyzed for a while. Conditions all related to a stressful environment. And she said what she faced from her mother. If she tells you, and yet I know her mother loved them so much, but the mother was completely, literally overwhelmed. She said, there's no day, she's the firstborn, I saw my mother smile. Akuna, there's no day. There's no day my mother talked nicely to us. She was also shouting, yelling, beating, and you can understand. You can see where, because she had the entire families. This lady says there's no day we were alone as a family. If it was not a relative, it was a church family having trouble, they are all coming. And you know they didn't have much money, and the father obviously was not there because he was busy saving the world. She said, sadly, when my father died of a sudden condition, we were on our own. The father died, and they would look at the people who have been there. And I'm not saying you are not hospitable, you don't help people, but I'm trying to say that you need to meet your own emotional needs first. Be healthy, be well, be kind. And she tells me that entire family of 8, they are very bitter. She said a lot of them have left the church because they look at the church, they are so bitter because according to them, they feel the church robbed us our father, it robbed us of our privacy, our happiness as a family. And the problem is not the church or the mission, but I think it's probably the way it was handled, okay? That's why I think it's important for pastors, I think they do, to have an off day. And please, today it's not about pastors. But if you are fighting with your husband or your wife at midnight, please don't call the pastor. Please, I beg of you. Some people call the pastor at midnight. Imagine you're calling the pastor at 2 a.m. and you're saying, my husband is denying me my conjugal rights. And the pastor has been on camp meeting the whole month. He has not been with his family. Are you being fair? Are you really being fair? That can I meet you very early in the morning, you pray for me? Are you being fair? Please don't call the pastor. Have a support system and at least give the pastor space, because he's also a human being. He's not your burden bearer. Christ is your burden bearer. You can reach directly to Christ. Achana na pastor. He can only do so much. He's a human being just like you.